Okay, so we're going to do a core and mobility class. You don't need to use any equipment, but if you want to make any of them harder, you can use little mini bands, a weight of some kind, and something that you can go over for one of them. So I'm going to use a foam roller, but you can use a weight or anything that works for that. So we're going to start on all fours and we're going to do cat-cows. So I'll show you everything from multiple directions just so you can see it. We're going to start with hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and then you're going to try to push that belly button down to the floor, looking up towards the ceiling. Nice big breath as you switch, and then bringing that back up nice and high towards that ceiling. Slowly switching back and forth. Trying to make sure you get as much movement out of that spine as you can. Good. We're then going to switch to a half kneeling rock back. So hands are still underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're then going to bring one foot straight out to the side, so getting that leg nice and straight. Trying to slowly push that bum back towards your heel, and then coming back up to the center. So to show you from the other side for this one, straight leg, pushing straight back, making sure that you're keeping your back nice and flat, stomach is engaged. Then you're going to come back up to the top, lifting the same arm as your straight leg. We're going to do a rotation under, and then trying to come all the way up towards that ceiling. Only the upper body is rotating back and forth. Showing you from the other angle. Coming underneath, rotating up. After about 6, you're going to plant that hand back down, keeping the body nice and straight, elbows straight. You're going to try to raise that straight leg. So you're going to try to bring it up however high you can, pulsing it back down, making sure that you're not leaning and trying to raise or falling over to the side. So nice straight back, trying to raise up and down. Then we're going to do all those from the other side. So hands underneath your shoulders, keeping that right leg underneath. Left leg comes straight out to the side, starting by pushing that bum back and up. Keeping that stomach nice and strong. Back is flat. Trying to get about 6 rock backs. Good, then coming back up to the center, lifting that arm, same as the straight leg, coming underneath, rotating up nice and high. Make sure you get as much movement as you can, but still keep this shoulder over top of that wrist, and the other leg nice and straight. Once you get about 6, planting that hand back down, keeping the elbows nice and straight, trying to raise that leg up and pulsing it back down. Making sure that you're not leaning or bending the elbows, nice and straight. Good. Next thing we're going to try is going into a spider step and then a hamstring stretch. So you're going to come up into a high plank, Shoulders over wrists. You're going to step your foot up and out as close to your hand as you can get it, wherever that foot can go flat. Dropping that back knee down, thinking about pushing the hips towards the floor, and then feeling that nice stretch, and then slowly trying to walk back. Keep this heel wherever you can until you get a nice straight leg. So you should feel hamstring stretch in the back. Walking back up, tuck that left toe, coming back into your plank, and then you're going to try from the other side. Same thing, wherever that foot can go flat, trying to keep this knee down for support, pushing the hips down, and then slowly walking back, keeping that heel at the front planted. Nice stretch in the hamstring. And then you're just going to go back to the first side. So I'll just show you from a different angle. Up nice and high in that plank. Stepping that foot. Drop that knee. Walking back. Nice straight leg. Coming back up. And repeating. You're going to try to make sure you get 3 per side. So we're going to go back to the right. Stepping up. Drop the hips down, drop the knee. Walking back. Good. Next, we're going to go onto your back for a dead bug warm-up. So knees are above your hips, hands are above your shoulders, keeping your stomach engaged, back flat to the ground. You're going to try to drop opposite arm and leg, just getting that core warmed up. If you haven't done dead bug before, you can just drop one leg, pulling up strong, keeping that knee bent. Next level would be dropping bent leg with the arm. You can do straight leg with the arm, making it a little bit harder. Whatever's a good challenge for you. Good. Then we're going to come to standing. You're going to be doing a squat. So trying to have everything facing forward. So toes, knees, hips, shoulders, no rotating. You're going to push that bum back and down, weight on the heels, however low you can get. And then trying to stand back up nice and strong, squeezing the glutes at the top. Then you're going to try to combo that with a lateral lunge, making sure your hip, knee, and ankle, nice straight line. Coming back to a squat. Standing up strong with those glutes. And then stepping to the other side. So just to show you from the other angle, making sure you're not folding forwards. So you're trying to push that bum back and down, keeping the chest up, weight on the heels. Back to the top. Lateral lunge. Squat, lateral lunge to the other side. So we're going to do that a couple more times. Squatting down, lunge, squat, lunge. Well, one more. Good. Okay, so now we are going to go into first 2 exercises. There are options that you can use bands if you would like. So I will show you without the extra challenges and then we'll add them in. First exercise is a combo. You're going to do a squat and then into a bear crawl hold. So we're going to be feet shoulder width, slowly going down into that squat towards 90 degrees. Then you're going to hinge your body forward to plant the hands, and you're going to walk out until you get to your bear crawl. Squeeze that core strong, and then you're going to walk yourself back up all the way to straight. So from the other view, squatting down, hinging forward, walking out, bear crawl position, shoulders over the wrists, knees underneath those hips, and then walking back up. If you want to add any challenges, you can do a mini band around the knees. So squat, pushing out on that band, coming down into your bear crawl. Make sure the band doesn't collapse, squeezing strong. You can hold here and then go back, or you can try a couple shoulder taps, pushing back up into that squat. If you want to make that a little bit harder, you can put a band around your wrist as well. So holding with the resistance on both bands. Squatting down, hinging forward, and trying to walk out into that bear crawl, squeezing strong, coming back up, and repeating. So you can do whatever version works for you to challenge for yourself. Remember, you don't need a band on the wrist if you don't want to. You can do the shoulder taps or just the hold. We're just going to do one more rep and then go to that second exercise. Good. Okay, second exercise. You're going to do a supported V-sit. So you're going to sit on your bum, have your back nice and straight. You're going to be leaning back, stomach is strong, hands are going to be on the ground. We're going to lift those legs up. If this is hard enough, you can hold it here. If you'd like extra challenge, you're going to extend out, come back in. You can also go side to side, or you can add another challenge of going over top of either a weight, a foam roller, or something that's high. So you're going to come down and across over top of that roller or whatever object you're using. So you're in that V-sit, extend those legs, trying to come up and over. If you don't have something to come up and over, you can just do straight out and in, or out to the side, out to the side. So you pick a level that works for you, as long as you are keeping that core strong, keeping the back nice and flat, trying to extend and up. Remember too, if this is hard enough, you can just go to a supported V-sit and making sure that you're not rounding that back down. Okay, so we're going to go through that a couple times. So if you want a mini band on the knees, you can add that back on. You can also keep it on if you want for both exercises, just so you don't have to take it off and on. So squatting down, pressing out on those knees, hinging, going to that bear crawl. Shoulder taps. If you want to make it harder, add a couple more shoulder taps. If you want to really work on those shoulders, add that other mini band into the wrists. So we're going to try to get 6 more. Halfway, we got 3 more. Make sure your hips aren't swiveling side to side if you're trying that shoulder tap. If you're not, just get down here, hold nice and strong, and press back up. 1 more. Perfect. Going back to that supported V-sit, so you can keep the band on if you'd like, just so you don't have to take it off and on. Try to extend and pulse. Remember, you can do angles if you want. For this part, just make sure no pain in the back, doing whatever's a good challenge for you. Remember, you can also add in up and overs. Very good, we got 1 more round. 6 squats to a bear crawl hold this time. So, squatting down, walking out. If you want to see that same move with the band on the wrists, trying to make sure you're always pressing out on that band. Three more. Good, go into that supported V-sit 1 more time. Whatever challenge you want to try. You can also add the in and out over the foam roller. So remember, doing whatever's challenging for you. You can just do a hold, keep working through it. So remember, you can come to supported and just extend out, keeping that stomach strong. Very good. Okay, if you want some water, you'll grab water here. We're gonna switch to 2 more exercises. First one is a lateral lunge. So we're gonna work on getting deep into that lunge, stepping out to the side, making sure your hip's gonna drop over top of that knee, trying to get low as you can, drive through that heel, and then we're gonna go to the other side. So making sure everything's in this nice straight line, really drive the heel, keep the toes up, driving up into the middle. Make sure you can feel a nice stretch on that inner thigh. Slow, controlled, getting deep, keeping the chest as high as you can. Make sure you're not just pushing off the toes, driving through the heel. You should feel your glute on every single rep. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is Spider-Man for the obliques, but also resting in a child's pose in between. So, child's pose first, you're gonna start with hands over top of or under the shoulders, knees under hips, pushing back, relaxing into that child's pose. You're gonna come up into your plank, and then you're trying to drive your same knee towards that same elbow. Try 2 on each side. Then you can rest into that child's pose, nice deep stretch, and then repeating. Just show you from the other angle, so keep going. Once you get down from your child's pose, coming back up, drive that knee as close as you can to that same elbow. One more round. Very good. Then we're going to go back to that lateral lunge. If you want to make it any more challenging, you can add in light weight. So you'd be grabbing either a dumbbell, plate, whatever you have, holding it at that chest, stepping out, down deep into that lateral lunge. Drive through that heel, squeeze that glute. One more on the other side. Very good. Going to child's pose to spider step or spider man knee drive. Trying to get those hands as far out as you can to feel a nice stretch. Back up into that plank. If you want to make this harder, add a few more knee drives before you switch to that child's pose. Very good. We got one more round. So either with or without your weight, whatever's a good challenge for you. If you're working on trying to get lower, trying to just keep that chest up, and however deep you can on each rep. Trying for 6 per side, controlled, driving through the heel. Good, good. Going to that child's pose. Really reach the arms out front. Up into your plank. However many knee to elbows is a good challenge for you. Make sure you're controlling your breathing. Nice deep breath when you get to your child's pose. One more after this. Very good. Quick water break if you need one. We're going to be going to the last pair of exercises. So this is going to be tabletop. So a couple options again, but trying to have fingers pointed towards your toes. If that's too hard, you point them out. If that's too hard, you can point your fingers away. So hardest one towards your heels, feet are hip width. Trying to really squeeze the glutes, squeeze the stomach, coming up as high as you can, looking neutral to the ceiling, and then resting back down. We're going to try to pulse about 6 times. If you'd rather hold the whole time, you can try that, where you're just keeping everything strong. You can also try leg kickouts. So when you're bringing that one leg up, the other glute has to work harder. So drive through those heels, squeeze the glutes, right leg extended, left glute strong, and switching. Remember, if this is too hard or you're wobbling, just go to the pulses. Very good. Okay, last one, hollow hold. Couple options is, again, so arms and legs are starting up, trying to keep that stomach strong, slowly dropping down until you feel your core. If it's down here, that's fine. If it's here, wherever it is challenging for you, trying to get to that hold, keep the head off the ground, stomach really strong. If you want to make any more challenges, you can do knee drives. You could also add your weight. So you're starting here, slowly lower, trying to hold. Steady breathing. You could add the knee drive here too. Make sure that your back's not arching off the ground. Get to a challenging point, and then you're going to go back to the tabletop. So hands under shoulders, knees over top of those ankles, squeeze strong, come up. So this time I'm going to show a little bit longer of a hold. Always bring your hips as high as you can towards the ceiling. If your mobility is not that good, you might be down here, but you can work on that. Just keep squeezing as high as you can without arching the back. Very good. Going back to that hollow hold, whatever version you'd like. Keep that head up, arms as low as you can handle, legs as low as you can handle, or knee drives. If you need a break at any point, come back up to the top, and then holding again. Very good. Doing what's challenging for you. Last round. Tabletop. You can do a hold on the one side, hold with two legs. You can pulse up and down. Just make sure you can feel those glutes and feel the core. Very good. Last hollow hold when you're ready. Very good. Okay, so make sure you always do whatever's a challenge for you. You can do extras of any of those exercises if you need to. We're just going to go into a couple stretches now. So first one is a glute stretch. That's going to be on your back for the first option. Cross your ankle onto your knee, and then reaching through, threading that needle, making sure that this knee is pressed away from your face so it's not collapsing in. Holding nice and strong. Nice deep breaths. You can stay here, or you can drop that down, hands to the side, and then trying to get a nice rotational stretch. So you're dropping your foot towards the ground like you're stomping on the floor. Nice deep breaths, or you could hold in that stretch that we were doing to start. And then when you're ready, you're going to do same thing on the other side. If you feel a stretch right away, you can also leave it on the ground. If you want more, you're going to pick it up. If you need some support, you can put a band through so that you're holding the band instead of leaving it on the floor or fully grabbing. And then you can stay here, or you can try that twist. So trying to rotate that lower body, pressing the heel towards the ground. Coming back up into the middle, we're going to lay on our side. You're going to grab your foot and you're going to try to make a nice straight line so that you're stretching out your quad. Think about engaging the glute a tiny bit just so that your hips are straight. Nice deep breaths holding. And then you're just going to switch to the other side. Remember your nice straight line, so you don't want your hips bent. Push that knee nice and straight, hips nice and straight, feeling it in the front of the leg. Very good. You're going to come up to seated. You're going to have one leg nice and straight. And you're going to try to hinge towards that same straight leg, bringing that arm up and over. If you want a little bit extra in those obliques that we were working. The further open, you'll get a little bit more in that inner thigh as well. And then when that feels good for you, you're going to switch to that other side. Same thing. You can bring that leg out, reaching up and over. After a couple breaths, we're going to do the last two. So you're going to start all the way on your chest. Hands or elbows are on the floor. You're just going to slightly peel that chest off the floor, stretching out the front, slowly lowering. You can also do from the elbows. And then you're just going to push up and back into that child's pose. Nice, deep stretch. Think about inching the hands away while keeping the bum low. After a couple deep breaths, you're all done. If you need any more of those stretches for a little bit longer, you could do those, or you can also make any of those exercises a little bit longer if you need more of a challenge.